let the world know the truth. Expose the lies, study the bloodlines. The aboriginal trainees, let the world know the truth. Expose the lies, study the bloodlines. The aboriginal drive before the Spanish, the Dutch, and the British arrived. Slavery we was from Africa, solar birthright. That's a trick move, something that a dirty war would do. Claim your nationality of the land, you get screwed. So we studied your background, your treaties you wrote, fake as history. We ain't going here on no boat. Frontin' like you indigenous to the land, you disgust me. The tomahawk back in our hands, it's getting ugly. You running around screaming black power, cause the cells to the truth, rivers fell with a bull and high hell. Native Americans but hurt, can't tell, cause they know damn well the trail of tears ain't real. Respect the aborigine, this land is ours, you know you all. You still a guest, motherfucker. I have one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me myself. I have one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me myself. House nigga, real nigga, fake nigga, feel nigga. My skin ain't black, what the deal, nigga? Salute on my real nigga, this aborigines, owners of the land and every goddamn tree and every goddamn sea. Invaders ever cross, step foot on the land and you can step the fuck off. Breathe, you can make a swing a sacred tomahawk. Fucking around with us with that black console. Fake bricks and slave ships, that's the African, look, you gon' need more evidence. I'm American, Aboriginal, indigenous. You broken to your latest. That shit is rhetoric. Stay woke. Aboriginal, get out. Your civil rights acts, all you can eat, big out. The Stockholm syndrome, mix skits out. Phoenix Moon got the antidote. Get that shit out. Meanwhile, rapping about my birthright. Fuck a freestyle. Each man, each woman, each child. Black race is really Indians indeed now. Man, they indeed now. Holly Dog, Title 18, G goes. Pilgrims get big dough with Phoenix and Beast Mode. Bring them up, big woes out of the sleep. Oh, we ain't black, colors, Africans, or Negroes. But one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself. I had one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself.
CEO, hello, Chima Chukma. What's happening? Sego, what's up, beautiful ones? How's everybody doing? It's a beautiful day in Indian country. Yes, it is. It's a wonderful time to be alive. Shout out to Cousin Ish for pulling up. What's up, y'all beautiful ones? It's good to see y'all in the chat. Y'all in here. Y'all in the building. Like the video. Share the video. And if you haven't done it already, let me hit this. I'm running across the stream where you get that new UIHS channel. We starting from scratch. And it's cool because we got the drop. We got the content that nobody else got. Right. And yeah, we deserve a special place. So we're going to port all of this over to Urban Indian Heritage Society's new channel. I know one of my beloved mods and founding members will certainly drop it in the chat for y'all. The new Urban Indian Heritage YouTube channel. That is going to be a base of operations for a lot of content that'll be coming out going forward. So I look forward to seeing y'all over there. We can finna build it up. Shout out to Chief Warhorse. Look at the wonderful things y'all been doing for her channel. You see how she's growing, all the people that she's been able to reach. That's exactly what we want. You know, she is good medicine for this internet. We absolutely adore her. Y'all know I do. And I am my sister's keeper. I know I put that in the caption. So the brothers, y'all seen it. Rod Hayes and them have reached out. They've been looking to get in touch with Chief Warhorse. And she was able to speak with Rod Hayes yesterday, and he asked that she and I look at this video. This is going to be my first time viewing it. So I figured, why not watch it in front of everybody, in front of my audience, for sure, and see what's going on. People were interested in uniting. There were all sorts of comments that were left on some of my platforms and some of my inboxes, and I'm sure that Chief Warhorse has received a lot of calls and emails, inboxes as well, in regards to this. So let's check this out. We're going to do a little watch party. I know it's a little different. I'm not familiar with a lot of these people, especially the channels that it was on. I was kind of looking for Rod Hayes, but I don't know if he has his own channel, and I was like bumping into him on other people's channel, and I want to see what's going on. So let's get into that. Cousin Ish, how you doing, beloved? How are you? How you doing? Is the sound good? Everybody could hear? We good? Drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat. Beloved family, if y'all could drop the new Urban Indian Heritage Society YouTube, that would be dope. That would be dope. Drop it in the chat for the people one time.
I'll see you to you, cousin. Thank you so much. I'm just getting my stuff already here. All's good. All's good. How about you? How you coming along?
I'm all right, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. Everything is healthy. I'm just chilling, working as usual, doing what I love to do. Cause
that's excellent. Yeah, it's good to be back from Texas. I know I'll be coming back again, going back there again next month. But just staying busy. It's so good to be able to catch up with you. Definitely looking forward to seeing the information this evening, so we can all build this family. Yes. And thank you again for inviting me on. I truly do appreciate you.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. And when the mods drop that in there, let me take a look, because I will be able to post it. And I should have had that. Here we go. Thank you, Amalukan. Thank you, darling. Let me get that, and I'm gonna make sure that we put that in the banner before we're done. So let's get to this watch party. Let's view it together. I wanted to view it in front of my audience. Again, I don't know Brother Rod Hayes to have any rapport, anything like that. So I want to watch in front of my audience. I know that a lot of people, he's very popular. I see some of these channels, about 500,000 people. So it's lots of subscribers. And I kind of want to see, where does what they're talking about fit into Indian country, to see if we can have some, conversations that are going to be productive and fruitful. So I figured we watch it. This will be my first time watching it, and we all watch it together. A lot of you guys have been able to see, and you may be familiar, so you may know more than I do, but I want to kind of gauge what's going on. And who's out here and what is it that we're talking about. So let's check it out. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Okay, now it's titled Open Letter to Chief Warhorse, and the channel, I believe, is someone named the Young Elder. Okay, so here we go.
Watch, knock, bump, speed, crooked man, walking on the edge. We live, we lit. Never have it been made so clear. Never have it been made so clear. Get them on in here, man. We got to keep it clean, YouTube. We got Skype 8 in the building tonight, y'all. We got Skype 8 coming in. The knock on the North Gate. About to run that intro while we give them time to get in here. We got a new joint for you. Young L on the beat.
Okay, so y'all can't see it? Are y'all able to see it?
Not as the share. You just got to share the screen.
All right, here we go. I thought I did that already. All right. Ta-da. There we go. How about now?
Yeah, it's loading up. Yes, we see it. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Let me bring it back. Here we go, y'all. My bad.
Watch, knock, bump, speed, crooked man, walk, eat.
All right, looks like it just went away.
We lit.
Did it?
Yeah.
Never
It was.
have it been made so good.
All right, let me do it this way. I'll use Chrome. Maybe it's because I'm in a different browser. Hold on a second. Let's get to it. Where there's a will, there's a way. All right. I'm sorry for the difficulties, y'all. Here we go. Okay. All right, well, let's just skip past that. Okay, hold on. Are you guys able to hear it? Can you see it?
Nothing yet, cousin.
Okay. How about
It
now?
looks like it's starting to load up. Yeah, we see it right now. And then try to get it large right now. Try to enlarge it.
I have no idea. It looks like it's stuck again. Okay, there we go. And how's that?
We see the share screen, and then okay, it's larger now.
We got Skype 8 in the building tonight, y'all. We got Skype 8 coming in. The knock on the north gate. We're about to run that intro while we give them time to get in here. We got a new joint for you.
Young L on the beat.
Hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Y'all Gill on the ones and twos. Y'all Gill on the beat productions. We taking over the game. Right about y'all. Oh yeah. Hey, hit that like, y'all.
Is that a Yama?
Say, for all you advanced guys that's been with us, we're gonna be putting out the religious tapes uh all the religious tapes
Mm.
for all the people that still need those schools. So if you get see those tapes pop up, just skip to the next one. We got cracking head cracking information coming out for you advanced guys. So we're gonna be putting all the Jesus tapes out. Just bear with us.
Mm.
So y'all heard Young Elder said, so we don't need no crazy fool coming in. Why is he uploading all the religious tapes? We passed that. Yeah, we passed it, but it's still people out here that still need to get those schools. So we're gonna be dropping those tapes, but they're gonna be a little bit more upgraded than they was when Baba put them out. We're gonna have pictures, everything. So it's gonna be like more entertaining, and more like where you can actually see it. Like it's gonna be nice. So we got something for you religious people. I'm telling you, my head cracking. Still that information is still head cracking that Baba put out. We waiting on Rod. He finna get ready to come in the building. We giving him about 3 minutes. Like I say, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We got something coming out every day for you. I'm talking about every day. We ain't missing you, bro. So if you don't get a notification from us, come back and check every day. Let me let Rod know he probably finna get a click in because I had to come on and warm up the stage. Like I say, I'm gonna be doing more lives this week. So stay tuned for that. We got more lives coming. Shout out my little brother B Dale for putting me down with the thumbnail machine. So the thumbnails gonna be fire. All the thumbnails fire right now. Shout out my little brother B Dale, man. If you don't know who B Dale is, go to YouTube, type in BDELL, and then subscribe to my little brother B Dale page. You see? All right. Yeah, I just let Raw know we live. So yeah, man, if y'all wanna we're gonna be talking about we're trying to get in touch with Chief Warhorse so that we can get her live with Raw. She's already shouted Rod out, shouted us out on one of her tapes that she did because Rod shouted her out, and she's at 1,000 subscribers, and she went up to over 5,000, 6,000, I think now almost. So Raw was trying to get her on a tape so that we can go live and do a tape with her and Rod. So but Raw about to come on and talk about here go Raw right here. Chief Skype 8 in the building, y'all. Chief Cognac. All right, Raw. Yeah, Raw I was letting them know that we trying to get in touch with Chief Cognac, but you want to talk about some more stuff about the big chief on the land. Who's the big chief on the land? And why is it important that we get in touch with Chief Warhorse at this point?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna fast track this. And what I mean by that is I'm just gonna do an open letter to her, which is basically telling her, we'll go over it, you'll see when I do it. But after I get done with that part, we're gonna go to Q&A. You hear me?
All right. Yeah, I heard you. I'm working with you.
All right, so you got some promos to run before we get started?
Oh, I already did all that already.
So we off the cracking then, right?
Yeah, I brought you right in hot out the oven, out the Big Mama's kitchen, straight out the skillet.
Mm.
So I got a story to tell. When I was a little boy, my mama used to drop codes off of tribal lingo, right? And the codes would be flipped to me by different people in my family along the way, different codes. Like my cousin Ray out of Chicago, he flipped me Dane Calloway if I wanted to be rich. Right now, how did he do it? He flipped it to me on what we call a blues note. A blues note is when somebody give you a song that has a message that you got to catch, They
Hold on, Moonpaw just went down on me. First of all, okay.
Yeah, no problem, cousin.
But
Hey, Moon Pie.
did he say that, cousin Ish? Did he say Dan Calloway said if you want to be rich? I think that's what he said. I want to bring it back and see if that's what I heard.
What he's saying is that he's going into the symbols and codes. So he's decoding a message that was given to him by a relative. And he's breaking down the different symbols of what was being passed down. One of the symbols that he was talking about was a song by Calloway called I Wanna Be Rich. Remember that song? Yeah, love, peace, and happiness.
Money,
lots of money, right? So he's talking about that was a code, and he was saying he's comparing the codes that he was being fed to people that came across his life, which was like Dan Calloway, and that's what he's in the middle of breaking down, cousin.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. He's dealing with metaphysical right now.
Okay. All right. I got that part. Thanks. All right. Let's go. All right. I'm put it back. I really didn't understand. I just heard Dan Calloway. I was like, hey, girl, chill out. Chill out, mamas. Chill out, mom.
they can't tell you where the message at. They just have to give you the song. So the song that he gave me was a group named Calloway. I Want to Be Rich.
Okay.
Right? Now, the reason why that's significant is because my mother told me that she taught Ray, my cousin, how to handle money.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So my cousin Ray, he had a Great Dane named Man.
One of them big
right?
dogs. One of them big. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. And when he demonstrated walking him, he would always do his hand like this because the dog was so big, his head was right here.
Yeah.
So when he demonstrated walking, he held his hand like this, and he's talking about Man.
Okay.
Right. His dog Man was a Great Dane.
Okay.
All right. So this is the unity fist.
Okay.
Right. So when he flipping me the unity fist, I'm looking for a man or I'm looking for a dame.
Okay.
I'm looking for a man that's great who goes by the name Dane. And he got to have the last name Calloway if I want to be rich.
Okay, go
right?
ahead. You're going somewhere.
So this took me to another song by Simply Red.
Okay.
Money Too Tight to Mention. Why? Because we holding back the years. They holding the floodgates back of the redemption because when Noble Drew Ali came, we wasn't ready.
Okay.
So they holding the years back, which is the years on the contract. And my mama see a sister that's brave, courageous, and ain't got no problem beating a man down to his knees. She used to program me like this. She said, now you see that sister there? That sister's a Warhorse. You watch her.
Okay.
Right? She programming me to look for Chief Warhorse. I don't know this because I'm a baby.
Yeah.
Can we pause this right quick,
But
cousin?
when I started going through the codes, back a few years back, I ran across this sister giving the history of the Trail of Tears.
Okay.
And then she said her name was Chief Warhorse. And she ran the bloodline and the lineage down of who she was and why she was doing the work she was doing.
Okay.
Right? Now,
yeah.
Once I start watching her, I keep hearing my mama say, now you see that sister there? She's a Warhorse. Keep your eye on her. So
Cousin
who
Phoenix,
is
are
the
you there?
Warhorse?
I'm here. Yes.
Go ahead.
It's the
Can you
real
pause it?
I feel
in
like I need my
Revelation.
passport, but it's starting to get intergalactical and shit. Yeah.
Okay, so I understood. So I just want to make sure that we find, for our supporters, are y'all with what he was breaking down as far as the symbols, or are we a little lost as far as what was being broken down right there? I just want to check the temperature to make sure that everybody is good, because clearly we got to put on our seatbelts. Somebody's blasting off. So
Yeah.
are we good, or everybody kind of get it? What he was dealing with was symbols, and the way that he was being taught symbols, and the symbols of what he was making the correlations with was those music and songs. And he was also saying that he was giving a message to watch out for a warhorse. So now he's going from the one example over to what he was being taught about the warhorse.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring people up to speed as far as what was being discussed on here, because you could easily get lost in the jargon. Okay, I'm ready, cousin. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's get that. Hold on, baby. I'll get it for you.
Now, just because we breaking down this history don't mean that we believe this or that we support it. I just want to make that clear. We're just trying to give a perspective of what's being shared here, and to give brother a fair shake as far as the information being portrayed to us. It's not too deep. It's not over our heads. I'm in tune with what he's saying, but I just want to make sure that we can kind of move ahead as the family.
With the blood ties to the land is what makes the horse red. The horse is the position of a knight on a chessboard.
Go ahead.
I'm looking for a horse who was given the jurisdiction to wage war. And the only way I'm going to know her, she's going to come from a line of chiefs, and her name is going to reflect her position, rank, and who she's coming to represent. Now, the irony of this is my big mama, her name was Margaret Waterford.
Okay.
They from the same area and the same damn tribe.
Your daddy mama, right?
No, this is my big mama.
Oh, your big mama. Okay, all right.
The one who baptized me in Jewtown in Chicago.
Go ahead.
Right. This is the one who sent me or told my mama that I would leave no stone unturned.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing left now is for the one given the jurisdiction to wage war is to tell her rook, meaning her castle and fortress, comes through Chief Malik Angel Bay, Black Peastone Nation, the rook, the El Rookins.
Okay.
Right? They only move straight, whether it's front to back or side to side, but they don't do no funny style shit. Right? They don't do that in and out shit. They move straight. This how you know when you see stones behaving outside of character that the house has been infiltrated.
Okay.
Angel Bay is the enforcer of the law, but he got to get the order from the knight in charge of the Women's War Brigade.
Uh-huh.
That's Chief Warhorse.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, the bloodline that she run down tell me that she's from the Big Easy, and she know about the war that we was having with the French, because that's her specialty. So I studied Chief Warhorse, and she the one who allowed me to see that they switched us out on the Trail of Tears with $5 Indians that they declared chiefs.
Go ahead.
Right? So I sent all my people, Chief Warhorse the one right now. It falls in her lap by blood and by right of the earthborn. And the first right of the earth right goes to the women by covenant with creation. Right? We're going to go over a couple laws of nature in a few. Now, what that means to the clans, the collective clans, is that if she give the order, we to tear this bitch up. Right? But it's not necessary.
Okay.
I have to make sure that it's not necessary so that she's not forced to send us to fuck this shit all the way up.
Okay.
Wait a
Now,
minute. Wait a minute.
when
Pause. Okay. Okay, cuz. So he's essentially. I gotta run that back. I gotta run that back. I gotta run that back. He's still speaking on his vision, on interpreting, his vision of,
Yeah, from what I'm understanding is he's going over what Chief Warhorse, how he is identifying Chief Warhorse and her role and her responsibility. That's what I'm getting from this. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm being too presumptuous, but is that what the viewing audience is seeing, the same thing? And is that what you're seeing also? What he's describing is how he has identified Chief Warhorse in this narrative of his understanding. That's what I'm getting from this. Is that what everyone else is getting also?
Well, I would have to say I would know for a fact that that's not a conversation that she would have. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked, wait a minute, is he still, walking this down to how he perceives what visions or whatever may have come to him as an individual? And definitely make clear, I know for sure that's not any part of her speech or dialect at all. Okay, so I just wanted to get that straight because I didn't understand. I'm gonna bring it back just a little bit because Moonpie was here. I know y'all heard her humming, singing in the background.
No, and that's wise that you would stop that in order to get clarity or just to kind of compare notes on that. The reason why is because that could be deemed as very inflammatory information that's being shared.
Yes.
And in a perspective of how you perceive Chief Warhorse is going to be different than number one, reality, or number two, how other people may view this same exact individual and their position. So it's good to pause in order to get clarity in a key situation.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's go back. All right, here we go.
She go over the information and she's listening to what I'm saying. Her responsibility as the chief on the land, a war chief, is to co-consult with the clan. And she to give the order within a time frame that she deems is reasonable and fair to the collective tribes for them to produce the chiefs of the land in the public domain.
Okay.
And they're going to have a deadline she got to set. According to law, she can establish a 48-hour, 72-hour, a 7-day, or a 30-day. So that's 4 options of a deadline that she give to see. Now, this is all these political prisoners. Mutulu Shakur out now.
Okay. Okay.
Asada got to come home.
Wait, so he's still talking about a vision? Are we learning about a dream that this brother has? I know we traveling, right? Because I know I had to get my passport. I feel like I done left the earth. Oh, I'm getting ready to leave the earth, but I definitely left the United States real quick. But I'm trying to understand, is this still part of a vision? Mutulu Shakur, I heard him mention Asada. Is this still part of his dream overall that he would like to see? And in this dream, Chief Warhorse helps them manifest their end game, their desired outcome. Is that that's what it is?
I don't think that what he's speaking on now is back in his dream state. I think this is he's ejected or teleported back into reality, and he's trying to say that with her position, she has an obligation or she has the duty in order to free quote unquote political prisoners. So I think that this is back in real time. He's just not making it clear on which realm that he's in as far as vision or if it's reality.
Now I'm going to speak for myself, right? Because I've been out here for a long time. So in terms of these political prisoners, and to hear the mention of these political prisoners, clearly that is these people's hero, but my people's villain, right?
Yes.
One person's hero is another person's villain. So I don't see any need for me to support Mutulu Shakur. I would, there's been a whole gap of 50, 60 something years, right, that we've missed out on what's for the Indian, actually observing and listening to what some of the things that came from out of those camps, right? With respect to the rumors and stuff, again, I wasn't born in that time when Assata had to flee and Mutulu Shakur and Fred Hampton and all of this or what have you. However, the after effect, I've experienced it growing up in the 70s and 80s, and these people are the ones that I had to fight all of those things, right? As them being political prisoners was still damaging to me as an Indian. So there still wasn't any model for me to follow or for me to put a lot of stock into. So I'm just trying to understand how the Indians can help them as political prisoners when we've actually been arrested by these same people as prisoners in our own land and then held hostage to be calling ourselves Black. And that's not what we about. So I'm just trying to understand how it is that like everybody's always had help, right? Every group here has had help except the American Indians. So I guess I want to know what it is that the Indians supposed to do for people that got beat down by these same groups of people. Not saying Rod Hayes, but these different factions of people, namely Mutulu Shakur and Assata Shakur and those Panthers and stuff, and what they actually did to me as an Indian, to my family as American Indians, my aunt who was in the Panthers, right? My cousin who's named Afeni. I got pictures of Tupac, right? But I know how those men came to our families, right? Pissing in our aunt's ears, right? With this other doctrine, right? Because the Afeni Shakur is the Indian.
Correct.
Right? I don't think people know that. Robeson County Indian.
Right.
So with that being said, she was brought into a space that smothered out the very civil rights that she was entitled to the whole time. So now I'm trying to understand where it is that we can help. Why should we help the people that I feel colonized me?
Understood. And within that is layers of that message. You're correct. You know, Tupac's name, his birth name was not Tupac Amaru. It was renamed after that with a mother that was very enlightened and in tune in studying revolutionary indigenous heroes. And she was in tune enough in order to do so. Also, you're correct. A lot of those people who have been attacking us over the years, as well as in real time, are not people who subscribe to their identity as American Indian. They've been very vocal in their attacks. They've been very vocal in their positions as far as being anti-us. So simultaneously, there's enough Black Power groups that are out there, sir. There are enough Black Power groups that are out there right now, whether you're dealing with the Panthers or you're dealing with any other RBG groups, you have those people who are supporting the banner that you do hold up. So in order for one to reach out to Chief Warhorse in this capacity, that is to be, of course, questioned. But I'm just trying to find out from the positions, when you have enough groups and organizations already out there, what is it that we are supposed to do that these RBG groups cannot do for you right now? We know the position of what Chief Warhorse is. That's why we are those who are in the trusted position to be with her. So what we're asking is, what is it that these groups can do that you're requesting for her to do and to put herself on the front line in this capacity, sir?
Right. And then I would also ask, Where were these people when these folks came through these same channels, and they were trying to ruin her reputation? They were committing propaganda. They joined up with Tom and the fake white tribes. So I want to know, where was everybody when this was going on? Where was everybody? Because I never thought that I would meet her. And the time that I had to introduce myself, it was because I met these people on the internet that accosted me, and they had a whole lot of stuff to say about her. And because they had pictures and said that they was their cousins, I knew that this couldn't possibly be the workings of Chief Warhorse, right? They were killing her animals, defrauding her name. It was just a lot of mess, and they were attached to some other nefarious groups, right, that go back to Malachi York and all of these people that have harmed the American Indian, all of these people that were in the way of people actually knowing what their true history is. So now we're having a conversation with people that are able to travel intergalactically, right? And, you know, these cosmic Avengers and things. But when it was going down right here, I didn't see anybody. I came out here talking about the scammers, and these niggas started calling me and my sisters men, right? They stole all our information and made these big platforms, and a lot of people blew up. It was their intent to make money off the concept of us being misclassified American Indians, but never had any intent on doing any work.
Not only that, let's bring that back to, you made a very valid point. They were killing Chief Warhorse's animals. They were attacking her on her own land. These are people that look like her that were doing this. Also, in the fact that you played a great price in the defense of her, and even Chief Warhorse had to pull herself out of the public spotlight in order for her to revamp, in order to pivot, in order to adapt, and to be in the position that she's in today. She pulled herself out of harm's way, relying on her knowledge and information, her support system, and the ancestors. And in doing so, is finding great success. But she was forced to do that while being under attack. And the people that are seeking the audience with her right now, they were nowhere to be found while she was under attack. So please understand the fact that, brother, or those that are with you, we're not out to attack you, but no one understand the fact that when someone has been under the constant attack of what Chief Warhorse has been under, we set up this hedge of protection around her to make sure that she will be well protected, and then make sure that anyone advice that she will get from us, that it'll be coming from a sincere space.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that, cousin. That's it right there. So I want to listen some more again. You know, I ain't trying to run down on nobody, but I got some questions, right? That's not only is she a chief, but chief is a queen, right? And I know, like, the spaces and places that people been, now we hear all this divine feminine and all this stuff like that. And I'm sitting here trying to understand, where's that supposed to fit in here? Like, those are nice, interesting things to know, but I'm gonna tell you, my Indian grandmother ain't never said she was gonna knock me to 9 either. When the straightening comb came out, I never said, girl, get your ass on, sit down in this chair so I can straighten out that 4C hair. I think she probably would have told us, if y'all kids don't be quiet, I'm gonna knock you in your throat chopper. We never heard those things. That has nothing to do with this bill. So we've had to stand on our own island just to sustain this information that everybody turned into a chief on, and they did not do the work. They didn't do the steps. And they've worked and attached themselves to nefarious people that have hurt the Indian for hundreds of years. I need to inform them of that. So with that being said, are they looking to make some changes in the way that they approach things? Are they looking to learn some of this information? I know they got that metaphysical, intergalactic, cosmic, robotic, George Jetson, crazy shit. They got it down pat. Wonderful. Wonderful. Those of us that studied grandma, studied this land, and studied the people thereof, and want the corruption to stop, and know how to apply solutions, practical solutions, without the hate, without the desire to feel like they have to minimize people, without using colorism, any of that. I'm beating everybody ass in the debate with grandma and grandpa, dead motherfucking ancestors. You understand that? I ain't lost one yet. I don't bring Ivan Van Sertima. I don't bring Delmar Blair. I don't bring, and no disrespect to none of them or they work, but they're not the master teacher in these classes. This ain't their bag. They spent their 30, 40, 20-year careers teaching other stuff for foreigners. They're not the experts when it comes to those that stayed focused on grandma and grandpa. Right? And none of y'all uncles or granddaddy told y'all nothing about you got to find you a woman that's in tune with her divine feminine. Right? I was told to go on YouTube and hashtag or put in divine feminine and see what pops up. My goodness, you got Becky's in there twerking like Tina from Bob's Burgers. They talking about divine feminine. There's nothing exclusive about what they saying is divine feminine. All I know is this just sounds real fascinating, and it happens to take people's minds off of their oppression and what their solutions are to whatever it is that they're looking to change. Again, no offense, but I'm just trying to figure out when we go into a class now. If I don't do the intergalactic cosmic stuff, I would, be a student. Even as a teacher, I would still be a student. But when it comes down to these things that have been applied and actually work, and we're moving forward with that, how are they going to fit into our wave? It's not really the other way around. People of color as a whole have done things the way Black people said to do it, the way the Black man wanted to fight, the way the Black woman wanted to fight. Black lives mattered. Everything mattered. They killed the Indian and didn't know she was going to come back. You had no idea. And now it seems real fancy. It seems really cool to be a part of this because here's the science that didn't go away. Genealogy. Now you got people saying that they're genealogists, but they can't help African people find their family. You're not a genealogist. You're not a genealogist. You just do genealogy. A real genealogist can smoke out somebody's Polish grandmother that got slipped through the gates at Auschwitz, right? Historical sleuth for real. Right? And Dr. John Henrik Clark and all of these wonderful authors and master teachers, they're not able to do that. That was their school. We have a school. Chief Warhorse has a school. Not only is she a chief, not only is she a queen, but she's a civil rights leader. She's actually seen Coretta Scott, actually been in the same places with Martin Luther King. She's not just a chief. She's not just a queen. She's also a civil rights leader. She went down on the Klan meetings, the Black Klan and the White Klan. Where was everybody at? The Washita Moors ran down on the Lady Verdiasi. I didn't see none of these people helping that woman. Did they even find the nigga that smacked that lady? Y'all want to right some wrongs? Because that lady got done wrong too. Things went crazy. And there weren't a lot of people trying to clean up. I'm consistent because I've been trying to clean up the whole time. And I've been mentioning how dirty the streets was. And then people had a problem with me talking about, yo, this place nasty. This shit is a mess. Grandma keep a clean crib. We couldn't do this at home. Right? The foxes being allowed inside the hen house. And now there's some damage coming down the pike too, because now everybody of color thinks that they're American Indian. Ain't nobody claiming they swarthy European. They claim the one that they think they may have found in the 1700s, but they don't claim the one last generation. Some of these people dark as Wesley Snipes and got a grandma that looked like Donald Trump. And they blending right in. But if we could talk about metaphysicals and magic carpet rides and shit, I don't got to talk about who I am and how I relate to you politically or civically. This way we don't have too many responsibilities except eat vegetables, you know, stay alkaline and shit like that. Whatever it is that gets people in this way. I think it's wonderful that 500,000 people are able to get together, even if they are talking about the stars, the cosmic galactics, and the Anunnaki, even if they are blackening up some of those white teachings, because the Anunnaki shit came from white woman, blonde white woman. Right? It's fascinating that they're able to get 500,000 people to sit down and listen to that. We be lucky to get 6,000 people to listen to us, remind them to check in on their family and do their goddamn genealogy and stay on top of their shit. Keep your mind on the land.
I would like to also put a message out, because there are various groups that do try to reach out to Chief Warhorse, and a lot of those same exact groups were the groups that were trying to make their contact and made contact with the Empress Buriachi. And I'm not speaking about something that I don't know. People who know the history know that it was the Empress, it was Sharif Bey, and it was myself that were all classmates. We were classmates over 30 years ago in Cleveland, Ohio. We got the information, the Moorish history, at the same exact time. So I'm not speaking about somebody that I don't know. I'm not speaking about situations that I don't know. I was there when she first got the Moorish information because she was my classmate. And anybody knows the history already knows that also. But the same people that were aligning themselves with her ended up ultimately being a part and complicit in setting her up to bring federal charges on her. And I'm seeing many of those same exact elements that are trying to surround themselves, now trying to identify another woman that they're trying to say is in a key position with the same type of an agenda. I'm not saying that this is brother whatsoever, but what I'm saying is there are elements of other people that are trying to reach out to her, and I've already identified it in the past, and God damn it, I'm going to identify it right now too.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, cousin. And it's no secret. You know what I'm saying? I've been out here, and I like I said, I had to introduce myself because at that point she was still a stranger to me. Okay. But I knew that anybody that got this much haters out here and they talking about killing her animals, I need to let this person know that she got some dangerous motherfucking folks out here. And they don't mean her no good. I'd rather her hang up on me, but I know I'm going to sleep good by reaching out to this lady that I don't know, but I know these people that are approaching me. They're offering me chiefdoms. They're offering me land, right? They're offering me all of these things when we get our land back. Promise, just trying to sell me all the water under the bridge. And I'm like, nigga, I got my own family. What you mean, fake tribe? Why you doing that? Why you doing that? What tribe y'all creating? The Bayou, the Cone, the Chata, Oblada? Who are they? How y'all related to the rest of us? These the same people, those at the time were the same people, the Nevilles, that were waiting on a spaceship in 2012. By 2017, 2018, they introduced themselves to me as Big Chief from the Cutter nigga tribe. These niggas was whole Africans 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Prior to that, they had a whole different thing and they were strong about it. Now, all of a sudden, you have people that some folks, you know, they're going over, rehashing some of their memories and they're looking deeper into a thing that they were told. But there's a lot of people that's just making shit up. They just want to be a part of something. And for the people that are the shepherds that are bringing in the flock, how you treating your people? Because the blind leading the blind and they all fall in the ditch. We don't want the responsibility of, people feeling like they can help and tell us what to do with the help when they was a part of the problem the whole time.
Can you say that part one more time?
Well, I'm saying that people they can't offer the help until they understand that they were a part of the problem the whole time. If there could be some acknowledgement or some conversation so we can heal past that. So we can heal. Not hate on each other. Not hold grudges. I don't want to, but I got to stay on my P's and Q's. I'm 49 years old, and I've been running from God, bodies, and earths, Moors, the Hebrew. I've been running from y'all for a long time. Right? It was unfortunate that, there was a lot of people that couldn't walk and chew bubble gum. It was fascinating to have those understandings, but nigga, that shit ain't help you do nothing. It ain't help your family. It ain't help your people. People joined up with these different cults and these different people. It's a lot going on. People have given great time to that, but have not satisfied their own genealogical needs in order to insert themselves in history. There ain't going to be no bypassing that. No one on the planet that is oppressed is going to be able to combat their oppression without them knowing who they are. That's a fact. And that's irrespective of whether or not you're American Indian or not or whatever. Everybody in the world is supposed to know who they are and who they came from, so that they can insert themselves and yield their power thereof. You got people running around talking about how sovereign they are. What treaty is your folks a part of? What families? We're still here. How are these people just went to the Middle East and now all of a sudden everybody's chief? How are you related to the rest of us? I sat with the Hebrews. I studied with them. I got a lot of, information. They had some great study habits, the precepts and stuff like that, the things, little things. I took the meat and spit out the bones, right? Took the meat and spit out the bones. But at the same time, I did not forget that I'm not from the Middle East. Neither is my grandfather. So there's that. Now, when you get to the 1600s and King James, he wasn't a Moor either. He was a Jacobite, and that was a political party. He was a Scotsman. He was a Scot. Right? Something totally different. So now when we talk about his ethnicity and stuff, now he's King James to everybody else. He's my 16th great-grandfather, 18th great-grandfather, and like a 16th, 17th great-uncle somewhere too. 400-500 years ago. One out of like almost 1.5 million ancestors. He's one, and a million of them before it even gets to me. So with that being said, it's a different thing. I've learned to ignore some of those things because people that believe in, Hebrew Israelite, whatever it is, they say it ain't religion, but it really is, because that is something that you believe. Because if you really knew, and if you really felt that that was your religion and you were good at obeying and abiding, you would know your 14 generations. And then I think at that instance, a lot of you niggas would have to put the book down in that regard. Because you can't relate. You can't prove you Adam's grandkid. I don't think you can pull out a Boaz out that motherfucker. And if you can, then that's great. That means you have an obligation and a responsibility to your people to go to your lands and settle shit. That does not mean interfere here and meddle with shit. Because it's meddling. It's interfering. We ain't got nowhere to go. Everybody got a planet to go to. They Anunnaki coming for them. They could go back to Africa. They got all these places to go after they finish beating up our house, tearing our walls down, putting their dirty feet on our couch. And then we just stuck here in the nasty house while everybody go enjoy the Anunnaki and they return to the 13th planet Whisk and all this other stuff.
Yeah, your analogies be hilarious, but you spot on, cousin. It's true.
I'm just saying. Nobody wants to stop them from building, but at the same time, they have to ask themselves, I would ask that they ask themselves, how are they helping us? What is it that they would like to do for us? Is there any help that you can offer us that keeps us on the land? I don't want to travel to NASA, the space station, spacely sprockets. I don't. Can we have those conversations? But I'm gonna say this, and I don't make any apologies for it. Overstepping the way that y'all supposed to get the chief because you didn't follow protocol too. You didn't follow protocol, so that shows that people still have a problem with authority, right? Because Chief mentioned, y'all want to get in touch with me, y'all go through Phoenix. But the ego of some of these dudes is right? Some of them, I ain't saying you, but they just went all around that. One of these schmucks gave up her phone number. Stop it. Here, you want it? One of these schmucks gave up the phone number. Right now, number's been the same for a long time. But right there, it's pineapples to me. So how your impression is, right? How your impression is, it's like, it's hard to take it seriously. Yeah, and I feel very protective over her. You absolutely right. I met strangers that was trying to bring her harm. So our friendship, our camaraderie is completely different. And it's natural. And it's genuine.
And let me explain how important protocol is. Because Phoenix Moon is my cousin. I don't have a direct line to go to Chief Warhorse. And I'm one that she speaks very highly of. I'm humble enough to understand how protocol goes. I would not speak to Chief Warhorse unless I went through Phoenix Moon. And I'm one that's trusted. What is it that would make you think that you can circumvent protocol in order to place someone in harm's way, even if that's not your intent? Your person's intent may be different than the next person's intent who would try to do the same exact thing as you. So out of respect for Chief Warhorse, you should have followed protocol. There's a problem when you don't follow the protocol, and that's an indication. That is an indication of not just the disrespect, but almost a zealot-like reaction in order to prove your point at all costs. That's the shit we're talking about. What we ask for you to do is to simply follow protocol. If you need to speak or make contact with Chief Warhorse, follow the protocol established. That's how governments, that's how tribes, that's how this tribe operates.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, Cousin Ish. And, you know, again, and it comes from a different place. And I know a lot of people are not used to that because they're not used to dealing with Indians. I get it. We teach all the time. That's what we're here doing. We want people to understand what's going on, right? I'm personally not in the stage where I got to prove anything because I could sit in front of Congress and show them exactly who I be. So they ain't near nigga on the internet that I feel compelled I got to prove something to. Them days is all the way over. All the way over. Now these folks got to prove how they related to the rest of us. And we wouldn't even be able to come to that understanding or position had we listened to all of these other teachings external and took so much into it that we didn't even pay attention to what our grandma and them was telling us. I had to stop a young brother today when I was coming back from the store, and he said he told his grandmother said they Indian, they from believes. And he said his grandmother always said, I ain't black and we Indian. But he never really paid it no mind. So I said to him, I said, well, what book can you read unless it got your grandmother's grandmother in it that's going to tell you who you are? Who can you rely on if you're not listening to the living person? So he said, but she never really gave us a whole bunch of lessons on that. I said, after she told you who you were, a lot of them just thought you should damn know. You know. So that let me know that they're thinking the perception of how the Native Americans and the things that they borrowed from the Siberians and you know, the whole, you know, Chinese stuff gave them the impression that we're not authentic unless we're like them. And again, like I said, I know ain't nobody grandma in this building, whether you 18 or you're 80. Ain't none of y'all grandma said a goddamn thing about no non-ether, no chakras, no kundalini, no none of this spatially sprocket stuff. So I want to listen to a little more, but this is kind of hard to get through. I'm trying to follow along. So yeah, let's try this again. Hold on a second.
They have to get out of our way.
Right.
Right. Malachi got to be seen. Angel Bay have to come out into the public. Larry Hoover got to come out and they have to come and tell her what's going on the land.
That's right.
So that she can properly determine if we finna go back to bloody war. They got to give the report. Now, my job right now is just to tell everybody from what I see, knowing who we are and our customs and traditions as the earthborn, organic to the Americas.
Okay.
I just got to tell them what I see, and then I give her advice, but she got to make her own choices as she's going to do anyway.
That's right.
Right? But I can give her the intelligence, which means the research, the information, and the backdrop. She is the seventh horn to be sounded. The final horn of what we gonna do next is hers to blow.
Go ahead.
Right?
Wait.
So now all of the
seventh horn as in Revelations, like in the book of Revelations, is that what's going on? We in the Bible now?
Yeah, it seems like we've now gone into scripture, and he's now adding the scripture into the conversation for what I'm able to see, for what I'm able to hear. Basically, he's going into the scripture side of things.
All right, okay, thanks.
Plans across the land is all eyes on Chief Warhorse. She did the work. She endured the harsh suffering, right? She went through the people trying to disgrace and discredit her that didn't have a leg to stand on, but they still tried. Right? She tried to do due diligence to reach out to all of the chiefs that she discovered. Right? So I was watching Cooking with the Chief, and she say that she's willing to meet with me and gave me gratitude for sending my people to see her. The gratitude is mine.
Oh yeah, she went up 5,000 subscribers.
I don't care how many she got. The gratitude for her to be in the position she in, doing the work she done. She there. She did it. So because the big mama that sent me on the mission to restore the land back to the matriarchs, right? First law of nature, self-preservation, right?
Right.
Second law of nature, preservation of one's species and one's kind through procreation. Now, what is the third law? This is the two-ball cane right here. The third law, according to Thomas Hobbes, for where no covenant has preceded. The oldest earth covenant is the covenant between the earthborn women as caretakers of the earth. That's the oldest covenant we have in existence. From the beginning and the foundation of earth, it was the first covenant.
That makes sense. Go ahead.
Okay, now you got to remember that for what I'm finna read to you. Now, the author is called Thomas Hobbes. Anything in the public domain that I can use to get people to understand what's being done and what's being said, I got to produce it.
Okay.
So he say, where no covenant has preceded, there has no right been transferred. And every man has a right to everything. Consequently, no action can be unjust. However, when a covenant is made, then to break that covenant is unjust. And this is what gave us the sound position of right according to the law of righteousness. The first right, not the second, not the third, not the fourth, not the fifth. The first right of the earth rights, which is the right to maintain earth, goes to the matriarchs.
Go ahead.
I did a video a few years back, and it was called The Birthright to the Earth Rights. This is hereditary rights to all of the wealth of the planet, to the organic people of the planet through the motherland.
Cousin, can you pause the video right quick?
Now, being that this is the rule, how do we activate it? We use grandfather clause.
Okay, go ahead.
The grandfather clause say that if there is a law that has not been overturned that preceded the new law, the older law is the superior law.
Go ahead.
Cousin
right?
Phoenix, are you there?
So, my grandfather clause.
Can you pause right quick?
Sure.
I didn't want to take us too far because, you know, like I said, we trying to keep up and make sure everybody's on the same page. I did just want to present, if I may, well, I don't want to change it, but I just want to make sure that everybody's able to see Thomas Hobbes. So I don't know if we need to take it away from the share screen right now, but Thomas Hobbes is known for writing the book The Leviathan. Typical old school cracker. Anybody just pull up Thomas Hobbes and Leviathan, ThomasHobbes, Thomas Hobbes, and you'll be able to see who he was quoting on that. I just don't want anybody to get lost because that was another chamber that he just went into. Okay.
Thank you, cousin. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, let's get a little more of this.
Right? You activate something called the grandmother clause.
Okay.
These as your Mr. and Mrs. Claus is December the 25th.
Yeah.
Right? December the 25th is my grandfather's birthday. So 12, 25, 2 and 5 is 7, 12 is the zodiac. The grandfather clause flips to the grandmother clause.
Okay.
When the fathers find that it's righteous to raise the mothers back to the position of prominence and they band together to surrender the grandfather clause to the mothers, which is the grandmother clause, which is the right of Big Mama at any given time to protect the children for the next 7 generations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? That she can restore the matriarchy. This is the rules. Mm-hmm. This is the earth rights. Mm-hmm. It's the thing is now, once you establish who the right go to, how do you know? You watch their works. And they already doing the work. Some of them are not consciously aware of it, but subconsciously or spiritually, they know what they're doing. She one of them.
Chief Warhorse.
Chief Warhorse. Now, this is what she needs to know about tribal, well, she know tribal process, but this is what has to be implemented for the ones who's just now catching up to what's going on the land. You have to state the cause, right?
Okay.
The cause is to protect the children for the next 7 generations. Then you got to state the authority. First right of the earth right is the authority. Right? Then you have to establish the blood ties to that authority. A war chief that is a woman, which is the red horse, establishes her by her family's lineage as the one to call the matriarch forward and to have the kings give the report on the land. This all fall to her now. Then she has to give them a reasonable time in which they should be able to meet without hesitation or restriction. Okay. That's where we come with the 24 hours, 48, 72. Then you go from there, you give them the 7 days, or you give them the 30 days. Okay. Right? So these are the time frames that's standard. As long as she put it in the public domain, it's notice to agent, is notice to principal. Right? Notice to principal is notice to agent. Okay. Now remember, Mark Christopher already gave them notice to cease and desist. So they've been told, but the right authority haven't spoke yet. Right? Okay. We ain't got to go wrestling with these motherfuckers no more. Okay. We know who they is. We know where they at. We got somebody on everybody. There is nobody that's gonna escape this time. So we don't even have to prepare to go to war. We got to prepare to celebrate. But if she choose war, that's what it is. Now, this is stemming from the return at the close of the age. I had to make all major countries be closed. Right? She acknowledged Haiti as first because they've been last. Okay. They've been last.
Wait, who acknowledged Haiti? I'm confused. What do you mean by that? It's hard to follow, and we going in and out of dimensions. We going in and out of dimensions, time zones, countries, planets, continents. Yeah, I gotta take a little break. I think I need to roll me some good reefer because I'm feeling the magic carpet ride. I'm getting motion sick. Devontae Christ, my God.
They've been continuously last, and the last shall be made first. And when Haiti receives relief, we all do. Right? They sent people to New Orleans for advice from the big mamas that's from her tribe in the 1700s. They gave them the advice. They went back and whooped the French, and they had to pack their bags and leave with their tail between their legs. Right? They signed the Treaty of Peace and Friendship in Paris, France. It had nothing to do with us. This is the foundational document in recognition of the legal fiction known as the United States Corporation. Right? Now, we've canceled all of that for non-performance because they have not been able to produce a treaty they ever honored. That's non-performance. And for the fraud, none of the treaties had anything to do with the organic people of the land. It was between corporate entities making business dealings and arrangements to never let us know who we is.
That's facts.
And assume our birthright on the land and pretend to be us. Right? That's over with. We know who the grand matriarch is. That's no longer a secret. Khadijah Farrakhan.
Let's go, baby.
And she's not that because I want her to be. She that because she has the most matriarchs under her direct call. I don't want to use command because that's not what she do. But she can call more matriarchs than any other matriarch on the land from around the world. right? So we already know who that is. We know who is the spokesperson for Haiti by anybody else, right? And we sent, she responded, she did everything she had to do. Only thing left is Warhorse to either call forth the matriarchy or call us back to war, and we can start this shit all over from the word go.
Hold on,
right? But she ain't got, we don't have to.
I don't see all the comments, but Nikki, I got jokes. Nikki made 2 comments that I'm just on the floor. But New Panic said, ain't no chief or no tribe meeting under the terms of UFOs, giants, detainees, and talking smack. God damn it, you right about that. That shit just tickled me though. Nikki, I'm gonna do, after we do the recap, I'm gonna go over your 2 comments that you got me over here on the floor right now. Goddamn Sunflower got me on the floor. Let's go.
To do it, but it's just her call. I can't tell her how to handle her family business from the position from what she might see something I don't see. Right? But I do know from the work that I did, there is nobody to stop, once she put it out there, to stop anybody from seeing the chiefs on the land. They already been selected, as you see Sipico tell the Pope.
That's right.
The Pope already responded by rescinding the discovery doctrine, which it rescinds everything they ever did on our land. Because everything they did, the foundational document, when he split the land up and sent Spain over here with the first charter.
Okay.
Spain was the first ones chartered by the Catholic Church to settle the Americas. Okay. And they was the hardest parasite to get off. Because they look like us, but they ain't fucking us.
Right.
They used the cat's paw. The temple hens blocked the gateway to the temples so we couldn't enter into institutions. They used the brown paper bag test to prove that we ain't the ones that they wanted in there. All the time, the motherfucker in the back of the goddamn temple can't pass the brown paper bag test. Just like we can't. Now, Noble Ali left us a clue, right? So for anybody want to do some homework, I already gave you this assignment, this one, Elder. Yeah. Take the picture of Noble Drew Ali standing at that podium. Remember I told you they came in hostile off the left bump. Yeah. Right? Do a photo layover with the United States. Put his right hand in the mitten and enlarge until his hand fit. And watch where his left hand be over New Jersey.
There's one simple hearing hack anyone can use to improve their hearing almost overnight. Did you know that hearing impairments have nothing to do with your ears? The ears are nothing more than a microphone to the part of the brain responsible for your hearing. Here's the problem.
Okay, so let me make this clear. I am really not cutting nobody down. I'm going to let you know it's not hard for me to do. None of that shit is hard. So don't get it twisted. You don't got to go back and tell Vada or any of the new Nuwapians that I'm throwing darts or nothing like that. Because I ain't. But I'm going to ask y'all again. What is it with your numbers, right, that you guys would be able to do for us? Because, I mean, really, we are the natural people of this land. And when I say we, I'm talking about the American Indians. We don't got nothing to do with the Anunnaki. Those downloads did not come to us, okay? They ain't come to us. We heard about it, but that's not the stock where we putting it at. You understand? I want to just say, like, at the end of the day, we don't have to bring anything to anybody's table. We've been fighting this fight for a long time, and we staying on the course. I think it would do a great disservice to the work that we've been doing, right? And not taking away from the work that y'all been doing, but the work that y'all been doing was for y'all benefit. It had nothing to do with us American Indians benefiting, right? The only way we would be able to benefit is to agree with some of those things that have nothing to do with us, to accept it, and to put such, such love and zest and interest in it. That is not the time. This isn't the time for that. The Indians don't have time to play. We've shown that we don't have a lot of friends. So at this point, if people want to be allies, you want to be, you want to be a part of this change that's happening here, then what can you do to assist us? But it certainly isn't going to be telling us how we're supposed to move when we're the ones that's moving right and showing others how to move after they've been under extreme brainwash, right? And extreme programming from other people that now, decades later, none of it has helped them. So are you asking for help to help your people that you may have given wrong downloads to? Is that what you're looking for? Because I don't really see that we have a lot of room to waste. And when I don't want to say waste, a lot of time to spend going backwards, right? To bring y'all up to speed. But I will tell you that I did notice that it's a great disservice, right? So now I just feel like the brother's channeling energy. So I'm not going to take that from him. He might be getting all of these downloads. I get that. I'm not knocking that. I want to make that very, very clear. I totally understand that, right? But what I'm going to say is it's not applicable. Maybe learn where to compartmentalize and place that, brother. It might be of great use. It might be of great use. So I do appreciate that. And I also want to make it a point of how fondly he does speak of Chief Warhorse. I did catch that part. Right? And I don't want to take that from him either. I really feel like that part is genuine. But I want to say there's some things that a lot of y'all will be able to learn. It's not saying that you can't teach or anything, but there's more for you to learn. So even to approach a queen, an elder, a civil rights leader, someone who's been married longer than most of us have been alive, right? Got kids older than some of y'all. I think that you should probably, follow the protocol. We've been dealing with decades with kids that don't listen to their mama. The kids that didn't listen to their mama got caught in these goddamn cults. The kids that didn't listen to their mama, when their mama told them to be in at 10 o'clock, they was hanging out in Bushwick selling Malachi York books for $80. That became their family. So they went against their matriarch and they've accepted other people. They put on the Nefertiti shit. They got Cleopatra and Queen Hatshepsut tattooed on their chest. They got Allah Akbar over here, fucking white Jesus on one side, Yeshua on the other. Like, what about the matriarch? Where's everybody been? We got blames for everything. Where's the matriarch at? Where was these protectors of men when them Black Panthers was accosting my aunt? Trying to turn her from the Indian into Black power. Where was y'all at then? Where were you guys? Where were your master teachers when the Civil Rights Act got passed and that was whites and Indians? Would have spared a lot of y'all from the jail time and them just fucking with you. Turning your world upside down. Kidnapping you, stealing time, nightsticks upside your daddy head. Where were y'all? Where were y'all when that petition came out with them people that the feds got snatched up now? Yashatala. Over 100,000 people signed that petition. Did y'all sign our petition? For the Indians, no, it don't got none of that. It's a galactic shit, but it sure got shit that all these smart people and master teachers ain't never fucking took a second to talk about. And the only time they talk about it is when they talk about because we the indigenous. Who's we? Indigenous to where? Who you related to? Why y'all ain't reach out to the rest of us? So we can go get them other people that stole grandma's shit. Oh, I forgot, because these are the guys that made people ashamed of being sharecroppers. They made you ashamed of your last name. They made you hate your country, your government this, your government that, the government they. You can't win. You can't win. Now them folks is in jail. Everybody signed that petition. They was working for the Russians and the Chinese and everybody that's been against the Indian the whole time. The people that's been funding all of these other organizations and religious sects to make sure they dumb the Indian down. So now you got people with 500,000 people on their platform that will talk about shit that ain't got nothing to do with the Indian while they shadow ban motherfuckers like us. And all we do is talk about grandma and grandpa and Indian business.
Well, let's just make it plain. You can measure your allies by their actions or lack thereof. You can measure your allies by their actions or lack thereof. When we put out the actions like the petitions, where are these quote unquote allies putting it into action? Where are you at? We don't need 100 views, 500 views, 1,000 views, 10,000 views. What we need are 10,000 signatures on the petition because we're actually putting action. We're going to the various cities, whether it's in New York, whether it's in Washington, D.C., whether it's in Texas, whether it's in California, wherever we're at, we're boots on the ground and taking care of the work. Where are your actions? When we are on the front line fighting against Native American, Mongoloid people, colonizers on the front line, where are your actions? You're coming to us as allies, but where the hell are your actions? Because we are fighting these battles. We're going to Washington. We're implementing the laws. We're doing this now. We're not out there in space. We're here on this ground here. And we're fighting for the soil that's here. And we're speaking for the ancestors that are here. So when we ask for the actions, we're not seeing it measure up to those who are calling to be allies. You can't be my goddamn ally if you're not putting in the work. So you're going to be measured by your actions and not your words.
Yes, indeed. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Men of action, women of action. We got to work through this window of time that, we've been pushed back for a very long time. 55 years was the civil rights. This was the civil rights, I think, 55th anniversary or something like that. And what I see is, first of all, let me just tell a little backstory. I used to talk extreme amounts of shit about Martin Luther King, right? But then as the civil rights and as I realized what happened to him, and then when I bumped into the ex-Nuwapian man, right? The ex-NOI guy, this guy that was in everything since the 50s and 60s. The man's in his 80s, right? 70s, late 70s, early 80s. He was there with Malachi York and everybody else. He's the son of the man that told where Martin Luther King was going to be shot. Now, all of a sudden, they some big old fucking Indian chiefs and shit, right? Where was y'all when they came for me? When they sent them folks for me? They didn't send them at none of these white people, none of these people y'all saying stole the land. They was coming for Chief Warhorse on one end, and they came for me for speaking about it. Where was the divine feminine's protection?
Yeah, and I think it's kind of not that you would necessarily know our history, dear brother, but you're mentioning some of the same exact people that we're on the record going against, family. And I also recognize the fact that you speak very respectfully of Chief Warhorse as well as your call for unity. And I do understand that and I respect that tremendously. Salute you for that. But you have to understand also, we've gone on the record. There was nobody else around when I was going against Scientology.
That's right.
So for you to then come around and say, oh, well, we're supposed to be allying with people who are publicly promoting something that we are clearly being going on the record on speaking on certain people that you're boldly representing, those Malachis and the people that you're coming out. No apologies for that. I'm not using my talent to ally myself with that shit. So if we've gone on record saying, look, listen, we're against black people that supporting Scientology because the shit's turning out people's minds, and it's all on fucking, it's all over. Okay, it's in national publications. It's on it's all over the place as far as our position on that. Many of us that are here. So please don't insult us by asking us to come around and to be supporting some of these very people who we have publicly gone against and fought those battles against when y'all were nowhere around while we was fighting and winning those battles.
Yes. Yes. And then there's the others, like, you know, some of these demons we done slayed, and then there was ones that came behind us and tried to give them CPR so they could kill him again and look like the hero to these new folks coming in. I think it's the ego. It's really messing people up. And I think that if you are the soul people, you better than that. Regardless of what your condition is, regardless of what they said, you know, I don't care. I think one of the brothers mentioned about you know, them being in prison and stuff like that. Yeah, and I've been fighting the whole time. They stole my son. That's why I'm here. They stole my son and turned my whole family, my little Michael family, upside down. And then turned around and told my son, embarrassed him in front of his father, right? They was mad that my son's father was at the court proceedings. Like, can't tell me nothing. So I know about them stealing time, the whole court thing, the fighting by yourself and all of that. I know what that's like. But at the end of the day, I thank my son. He thinks he put me through the worst. And I tell him he made me tough as shit. Our experience with that built so much through all of that pain. It built so much, and here we are, and I give it away to people for free. And it's niggas that got $500,000 on their platform, donations, money over hand over fist. They use their platform to get paid, and I use my platform to show you how to not get your ass beat. So it's different. It hits different. And you want to know what? I promised my daddy that I'm not going to be a poor righteous teacher. You can stay righteous, but you don't got to be poor. These niggas been pouring in and paying for lies for years and made their own oppressors rich. You better make sure the truth count for something. That's my daddy's wish. After he wished I didn't even show my face to y'all. He said, it's people on the internet I've been listening to for 5 years, baby. They ain't never showed their face. You know how I feel seeing niggas say they want to hurt my daughter for telling the truth? Pain and shit going with this. This ain't no easy motherfucking walk. This ain't no easy walk. This ain't for the weak at heart. This ain't for the huge at ego. But I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm going to say this, and for the people that know me, you already know. When it comes down to this build, when it comes down to Chief Warhorse, when it comes down to this history and the things we trying to accomplish to tell the goddamn truth, what y'all could do for us is support us and stay out the way. Stop indirectly, directly injuring and hurting us. Can you do that? Can you stop injuring and hurting the people and bastardizing them away from the land and taking them to outer space so that they can focus? Can we make sure going forward, this new generation don't really have to listen to stories about Yakub, the big head scientist? And how we gotta go to war to take our shit back? Like it's a physical war and shit. Like that's their only attributes. And they so much more. Can we teach them that they are so much more than an endangered species?
And let's just make it plain. Chief Warhorse has already put out the call. Somebody may be saying they listening for the call, or they're waiting for the call, or you're waiting for the Most High, or you're waiting for whatever. Let's make it perfectly clear. Chief Warhorse has already put out the call. Those who are in tune are on time. I'll repeat it. those who are in tune are on time. They listen to the voice, they know what the orders are, and they're already in motion. Now, you can come and join us on the call in the moves that are already being made. That is your invitation. But what you're waiting for in your mind is something that has already happened.
That's right. That's right. So, again, this ain't no bash session. I definitely wanted to watch it. And I thank everybody for coming to sit with us while we try to, comb through this. Listen, it's about healing. We doing that as we at war, right? Yes, we are healing as we still getting out on the battlefield. So I want to make sure that, again, it's clear. And Brother Rod Hayes, I would have liked to have seen you on your own channel. I had to go looking everywhere else to find you. I would have liked to have seen you on your own space. But whatever, I thank you. And again, I do feel the sincerity of the gratitude and stuff like that, that you have for Chief Warhorse. And, thanks, I'm sure she is appreciative of the followers that have went over there. They are in for some good medicine. And that good medicine is exactly what a lot of us need. We need the good medicine. It's okay. See, I want y'all to get used to winning. I want y'all to get used to, solutions. You've been studied and programmed to study problems and not really have a panacea. I'd like to see y'all young brothers come back home. I'd like to see y'all stay on the land. I'd like to see y'all going to visit Auntie and Grandma and Uncle Willie, and why don't you go take him fishing? We got to restore some of these relationships with the family. I don't feel good about linking up with a whole bunch of strangers. Family's important. As fast and as they were eager. I'm gonna tell you, Rod Hayes, your folks was on every platform we got. Rod Hayes want to speak to Queen Chief Warhorse. Rod Hayes, y'all was in the clubhouse inbox. Yeah, I see your arms is long. But what you reaching for, honey? We here to talk. If you haven't done so already, y'all, check out the new channel, YouTube/UIHSORG. Okay, that's the new Urban Indian Heritage Society. Just in time for Mother's Day, we do have introduction to genealogy course. And this is going to be from the people that's actually been doing genealogy for a long time. Okay, we ain't promising you're going to be an Indian. We ain't going to be handing out no doors rolls or nothing like that. This is for the self-starter, for your initial, to help you stay organized while you are learning to put your tree together. We got a whole bunch of things coming. And this is for the people. We didn't name this shit after ourselves. You ain't coming to Ishmael University. This ain't Big Phoenix Moon School of Indianness. It's Urban Indian Heritage Society. Preservation. We on Operation Cornbread time. We going to secure Granny and Grandpa shit and take care of their business. We are going to secure the future generations and all of our posterity thereof. That's the optimum goal. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm going to have more years behind me than ahead of me. I'm going to spend the rest of this time righting some wrongs, making sure we get some respect on our name. And reminding people, Grandma and Grandpa left you a whole treasure box. Why don't you go open up and see what's inside that trunk? Dig deep. It's about sacrifice. Niggas got time to watch 10-hour live videos of people talking about the ninth planet and the black hole and shit. you could do that same thing. Find you one of them grandmother or grandfathers that won't let you lay down and have a good night's rest until you get on Ancestry.com and look up a thing or two. When you get to that point, that's when you get activated. And when you get activated, all that other shit start dying away. I need that other stuff to die away. I want that for you. If you are indigenous, I want you to be there. You deserve the respect. You deserve it. You home already. There's a lot of shit. Now we got to show some of y'all brothers how to be loved because they made this perception like we don't care. And that's not true. That is absolutely not true. So I want y'all to be well. Have some deep thoughts on how things are supposed to go, you know. Not so much your telepathic or kinetic visions, but tangible, practical panacea, right? And it really going to start with you and end with you. Pour that time into yourself, your mother's mother, your father's father, your father's 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 father, and keep going. You gather all of your details. This is how you get your power, right? Not saying you'll be invincible, but they can't just pull you over and think you driving while you black and you an Indian. Let them get it wrong. Let them get it wrong. It'll benefit you. And you'll see how. But you got to do the steps in order to understand that. Don't listen to it because Phoenix Moon is saying it. I need you to see for yourself so you can understand it. You can apply it. And you can have that same security, that same safety. This your shit. These your streets. These your corners. Clean up. Clean up. And settle in the fact, since y'all on the matriarch time, that sometimes grandma say your ass can't have no company. Clean up.
If I may, Cousin Phoenix.
Absolutely.
I want to thank Chief Warhorse and her beautiful family. It was such a beautiful drop. That was the last one that was done. Hearing from Chief Warhorse and her daughter and son-in-law, and their wonderful information, as well as their sacrifice and their hard work. It's recognized, it's supported by us, and we thank you so much for what you do. Also want to thank Urban Indian Heritage Society for the examples of what's being set by Cousin Phoenix Moon, as well as the supporters. Your support is something that's priceless to us. It's the driving force of what keeps us going in order to serve you, and then make sure that we're able to give you the correct information in the right spirit. I want to thank Brother Rod Hayes for taking time to make such inroads in order to try to make contact, as well as coming in the right spirit. One of the wise words that he said was that she might see something I don't see, is what he said. She might see something I don't see. There's wisdom in that, right?
Yes, it is.
Because although we have our own specific talents, our own viewpoints, our own messages that come to us, someone else may see something that I don't see. So I want to thank brother for taking time to do that, as well as his support of people. And I'd like to reciprocate that. Those who support First Tribe Nation, please feel free to support Brother Rod Hayes and his efforts also. But we just want to make sure that everyone knows to follow proper protocol. We want to thank y'all for coming and supporting us this evening, just so we can all compare notes of what's going on. Y'all already know where the after party gonna be at. Yes, okay, so we all gonna go to the after party, as well as those who are invited to the after party. In case you ever want to ask any questions about the petition, or you have questions about what we're doing and the moves we're making, we have a great genealogical event that's coming up. We want y'all to all participate in that. And again, you know, I'll always love my mama.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we on that, right? Genealogy is the key and the foundation. We've always said that. So make sure, you know, we want to thank y'all for coming out and supporting us. And I just want to make sure I shared that, Cousin Phoenix. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Now the tickets are $30 for the introduction to genealogy, but you get $10 off. You send a screenshot, or when you purchase your ticket, there's a box there available. You can put your YouTube handle. right? So we know that you subscribe, you're going to get your ticket for $20. You don't have to be there if you don't want to. If you having a hard time getting your mother and your sisters and them to figure out, you know, how to compartmentalize, buy it for them. Have them come pull up, right? Gift them. So we can have the matriarchs sitting around and they start to, you know, get interested in being the keepers of records and stuff like that. But brothers, if that's you, bring your auntie and them. Make it a family thing. Come sit down with your folks. Our desire thing, once you find what you need to find about your grandmother, your aunts, uncles, everybody else got to fall in line because they the same thing grandma is, and that's what you are too. Right? How do we work on making those family dynamics work together? Because that's where the clans come from. Those clans then make nations. You got your tribe, you got your clan, you got your nations. Let's build. For real, for real. Bloodline. Love, peace, and hair grease. You take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. If not now, then when? And if it ain't us, then who? What's happening? What's up with the what's up? Y'all beautiful ones. I'm so glad y'all pulled up and came through. Thank you. We coming back to, I think we'll be available, Cousin Ish and Jamar, Colonizer the Chief. I think we up to part 8 right now.
Right.
Yeah. We definitely coming through with that drop. Still got so many things in between that's happening. Again, subscribe to the new channel. Shout out to Brother Carameo. Thank you so much for pulling up, bro. I definitely have to give you a call. There's been so much going on, but you always there supporting us. I appreciate you very much.
And Cousin Davita has the crowns. Make sure we support the family as well as the different efforts of what's going on. We got Sister Tasha C. We got we got a lot of things that's taking place. Make sure you support the family, please.
Yes, we got Cousin Davita. If you could drop the link to your Poshmark links in the chat so that people can see the crowns that you have been creating for them. Cousin Tasha, if we could drop her Amazon link, I'll do it on my community page after. I'll drop Davita and Cousin Tasha's links to what they have. Cousin Tasha's got a beautiful coloring book for American Indians, adults and children. Okay, so that is wonderful. Definitely check it out. Check out her Amazon store. You know they talented as hell. Cousin Davita with the beautiful hats. If I had a picture on the computer, I would show you guys. Definitely drop your link, Davita. Drop the link for Cousin Tasha. Join us for Mother's Day. We'll be together. The Zoom is going to be May 11th, Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern time, 7:30 is on the website. I'm getting old, and it's past smoke 30 for me. So definitely check it out. We looking forward to that. We'll see you soon. Y'all be good to yourselves. Appreciate you. Peace and love.